SpaceX, filing to go public.
They just revealed how they plan to merge space launch, global internet, and AI into a massive innovation engine. Yeah, all three at once. They're essentially laying the physical infrastructure for an entirely new global economy.
This company actually plans to build a multiplanetary society. Can you imagine launching off in a rocket?
It's a huge undertaking.
Since 2023, SpaceX has launched over 80% of the world's total mass to orbit.
They're outpacing entire coalitions of nation-states combined. They've successfully demonstrated the ability to refly a single Falcon 9 first-stage booster up to 34 times.
That fundamentally changes the physics of aerospace economics.
And that single engineering mechanism, recovering and reusing the booster, has dropped the cost to reach orbit by approximately 85% compared to historical averages.
Once you drop the cost of going to space by 85%, you realize you can put your own infrastructure up there at wholesale prices.
They can launch their own internet infrastructure at a fraction of the cost of any traditional telecom competitor. It is textbook vertical integration.
So what are the actual numbers looking like for Starlink?
The numbers provided show an active constellation of over 9,600 Starlink satellites in low Earth orbit as of March 31st, 2026.
Which means one single company owns roughly 75% of all active maneuverable satellites in orbit right now.
That is just wild! What does that translate to in terms of actual users on the ground?
They report having 10.3 million Starlink broadband subscribers that spread across 164 countries.
I wonder what that would be like floating around space with all those satellites.
Okay, yeah. But the critical evolution outlined in the filing is the direct-to-cell service Starlink Mobile, which they really began deploying heavily in 2024 and 2025.
As of this filing, they're providing direct-to-cell service for 7.4 million monthly unique devices across roughly 30 countries.
So they're essentially turning an everyday off-the-shelf smartphone into a satellite phone, just completely bypassing traditional cell towers to eliminate mobile dead zones.
Yes, and the resulting cash engine is staggering. For the first quarter of 2026 alone, the connectivity segment over $2 billion in adjusted EBITDA for that single quarter.
But creating a massive cash engine is one thing. Where you choose to point that engine is another entirely. And this is where the S1 filing takes a hard, unexpected left turn.
Why on earth? Are they buying an AI company, integrating a social media platform, and building massive server farms down in Memphis, Tennessee? It feels completely disconnected from their core competency of building rockets.
The speed at which artificial intelligence is changing our lives is out of this world.
So it should be at the center of our attempt to leave this world?
There are some significant synergies here, and yes, they are literally out of this world.
Earth's power grid is running into a wall right now. There's a massive bottleneck.
Huge. The central thesis is that whoever controls the physical stack, the data centers, the cooling systems, and the electricity generation controls the future of AI.
So the acquisition of XAI was really about building out that physical stack, and they are doing it at an insane pace.
I'm guessing Elon's team has taken a few plays out of Tesla's playbook. They brought their flagship data center Colossus online in Memphis in just 122 days. And then they built Colossus DC in just 91 days.
How long would that take you?
A normal timeline is years.
So, here we go. If you want to train future models with trillions of parameters, you need gigawatts and eventually terawatts of power. And Earth's grid is simply tapped out. I mean, you can't just plug a terawatt data center into the local grid without browning out an entire state.
Which brings us to the most mind-bending part of this. Since Earth is tapped out, SpaceX is taking the data centers to the one place with unlimited, uninterrupted energy.
They are outlining a plan to put the data centers into orbit. Up in orbit, solar rays can generate more than 5 times the energy per unit area compared to terrestrial panels.
Because there's no thick atmosphere to filter the sunlight, no cloud cover to block it.
They're planning to target sun-synchronous orbits for these data centers. This essentially means the satellite is riding the Terminator line, the line between day and night on Earth.
Right. So the satellite can stay in constant, perpetual sunlight. It never passes into Earth's shadow.
Sounds crazy.
Yes, but they already operate over 9,600 satellites with a 99.9% average network uptime. I mean, in 2025 alone, their orbital network performed over 1,000 automated collision avoidance maneuvers every single day.
They've solved many of the hardest parts of operating a massive autonomous orbital network without human intervention.
So they are taking the brutal lessons learned from keeping Starlink alive and just applying them to flying server racks.
They are literally vertically integrating from the silicon architecture all the way up to the vacuum of space.
So think about it. They build the chips, launch the orbital data centers, connect it all through Starlink, and own the software application layer writing the code. It is a completely closed-loop, self-sustaining AI ecosystem.
Which brings us to the brutal reality of the balance sheet. Developing Starship is burning an unbelievable amount of cash. They're spending money faster than almost anyone in corporate history to win this infrastructure race.
Lots of risk disclosures here. I don't think we need to dive deep into the obvious. Operating a vertically integrated global communications and artificial intelligence network comes with a complex web of global liabilities.
Here's a good one for those visionaries with the stones to make this bet. They've openly stated the company will spend billions of dollars on the mission to colonize Mars, regardless of whether Wall Street approves of the expenditure.
So lots of debt and unimaginable risks come with putting your money on this IPO.
But there are proven business models within the architecture, and the teams running those businesses are literally making dreams a reality.
They're dreaming big, really big.
It is a bet on a vertically integrated empire attempting to monopolize space access, global connectivity, and the physical infrastructure of artificial intelligence itself.
It's a grand experiment in whether the stock market can fund the stars.
Some say Elon's promises are too big, but look at all of the unimaginable things he's done.
I say go get him, Elon.
Keep up the good work, and good luck. Check back on IPO pricing. Once that drops, we'll get you an update. Subscribe and hit the like button so you don't miss the action. Whoa! Ah! Ha! Ah! Ha!